I had bought her a $35,000 boat for her event business 3 months ago and spent the past 2 weeks noticing small things that didn't add up until I checked the boat's GPS history and saw it had been docked at her ex-boyfriend's private marina every Wednesday night for the past 8 weeks. Hey friends, please subscribe and turn on notifications, like this video, and leave a comment with your impressions. This will be a great help. Thank you. We never tire of reminding you. It's all thanks to you. Charleston in early September carries this particular tension where summer refuses to release its grip and hurricane season keeps everyone checking weather forecasts. The harbor air thick with humidity, afternoon thunderstorms rolling in like clockwork, boats secured a little tighter than usual just in case. I'm 36, work as a marine biologist and education director at the South Carolina Aquarium. The kind of job where you're equal parts scientist and storyteller, teaching people about coastal ecosystems while researching sea turtle conservation and salt marsh restoration. Harper is 31, works as an event coordinator for the Charleston Yacht Club, managing everything from corporate sailing events to weddings on chartered boats to private parties for members. Organized, charming, always juggling multiple events, constantly showing me photos of beautifully decorated boats and sunset harbor ceremonies. We've been together for 2 years and 5 months, living together in a house I rented in West Ashley for the past year and 3 months. Talked about marriage in real terms, not vague someday talk, but actual discussions about timeline and venue and the life we build. The boat situation had developed over the winter and spring. Harper's job required coordinating with boat owners and charter companies, but she'd been talking for months about how much more effective she could be if she had her own boat. Not a huge yacht, just a nice 32-foot center console that could handle 8 to 10 passengers comfortably. She could use it for small private events, sunset tours, intimate corporate outings. Build her own clientele beyond just coordinating other people's boats. The problem was boats are expensive. A decent used center console in good condition ran $30,000 to $40,000. She didn't have that kind of money, and boat loans had terrible interest rates. In May, I'd made her an offer. Let me buy a boat. Put it in my name for insurance and liability purposes, but you use it for your business. Build your client base. We'll figure out ownership later when we're married. She'd been emotional about it. Said it was too much, she couldn't accept that. I'd insisted. We were building a future together. Helping her grow her business made sense. And honestly, having access to a boat myself wasn't the worst thing. I could use it for research and education programs at the aquarium. We'd found a good boat in early June, a 2019 Grady White, well-maintained, single owner, $35,000. I'd bought it outright, registered it in my name, got insurance. Harper had immediately started using it for events. By July, she had regular clients, was booking weekends solid, making good money. Everything had seemed fine. Great, actually. The boat was working exactly as planned. Harper's business was growing. We were happy. Then in late August, I started noticing small things that didn't quite fit. It started on a Wednesday evening, August 21st. I got home from the aquarium around 6. Harper was already home, which was normal. She usually had evening events on weekends, not weekdays. How was your day? I asked. Good. Had a corporate team building thing this morning, then did admin stuff this afternoon. Just a normal Wednesday. Didn't you have that Sunset Harbor tour tonight? The anniversary couple. She blinked. Oh, that got canceled. They rescheduled for next week. When did they cancel? This morning. Late notice, kind of annoying actually. Did you charge them the cancellation fee? Yeah, 50% like my policy says. It seemed normal, but something felt slightly off about her answer. The tiny hesitation before she said it got canceled. The next Wednesday, August 28th, similar thing. I got home around 6:15. She was there. No evening events tonight? I asked. Nope, it's been quiet this week. I think people are winding down before Labor Day weekend. Makes sense. But I'd seen her calendar that morning while she was in the shower. We shared a Google Calendar for coordinating our schedules. Wednesday evening had been blocked as private event, harbor tour. I didn't say anything, just noted the discrepancy. That weekend I was doing some maintenance on the boat. It was docked at a marina in Mount Pleasant where I rented a slip. While I was cleaning the console, I noticed the GPS chart plotter. Modern boats have GPS that records where they've been, like a car's navigation history. I'd never checked it before. No reason to. But now I was curious. I pulled up the GPS track history. The boat kept records of every trip, date, time, route, destinations. Scrolled through August. Found multiple trips I recognized, Harper's legitimate events, routes I knew she'd taken with clients. But there were also trips on Wednesday evenings. Every Wednesday for the past 4 weeks. Same route every time. The route went from our marina in Mount Pleasant down the Wando River, into Charleston Harbor, then up the Ashley River to a specific location. I zoomed in on the destination coordinates. It was a private dock. I pulled up the satellite view. The dock belonged to a large waterfront property on the Ashley River. Beautiful house, private pier, boat lift. I didn't recognize the address. Took a screenshot of the coordinates and the property. Went home and didn't mention it. Just thought about it. That night while Harper was asleep, I looked up the property address. Found it in the Charleston County property records. Owner, Julian Ashford. Julian Ashford. I knew that name. Harper's ex-boyfriend from her mid-20s. They dated for about 3 years before breaking up when he'd moved to Atlanta for work about 6 years ago. She'd mentioned him maybe 5 times total in over 2 years together. Always in past tense. Always as someone she'd moved on from completely. I sat there staring at my laptop screen. Harper had been taking my boat to Julian's private dock every Wednesday evening for the past month. The same Wednesday evenings she'd told me she either had canceled events or no events scheduled. I could have confronted her right then. Instead, I decided to gather more information. Over the next week, I paid attention. Really paid attention. Thursday, I casually asked, "How's your event calendar looking for next week?" She pulled up her phone. "Pretty busy. I've got a corporate thing Tuesday afternoon, a wedding rehearsal Thursday evening, and a full-day wedding event Saturday. What about Wednesday?" "Wednesday's open actually. Might take the day to catch up on admin stuff." "Want to have dinner Wednesday night? That new seafood place on Shem Creek." "Oh, I'd love to, but I actually just remembered. I have a potential client meeting Wednesday evening. Forgot to put it on the shared calendar." Rain check. "Sure, no problem." She was lying. Setting up another Wednesday evening that she'd block off. Friday, I checked the boat's fuel gauge and odometer. Boats track engine hours like cars track miles. Made a note of the numbers. Monday, I checked her Instagram. She posted regularly for professional reasons. Event photos, sunset harbor shots, happy clients on boats. Scrolled through recent posts. Nothing unusual. Checked her tagged photos. Found one from 2 weeks ago that I'd missed, posted by the Yacht Club's official account. Group photo of Harper with several other event coordinators at what looked like a professional development workshop. Caption: "Great training session with our events team." But Harper wasn't looking at the camera. She was looking at her phone, and on the screen, visible in the photo if you zoomed in, was a text message. I couldn't read the whole thing, but I could see Wednesday night and what looked like a heart emoji. Tuesday evening, I suggested. "Want to take the boat out this weekend? Just us? We haven't done that in a while." "I'd love that, but I'm totally booked Saturday with that wedding." "Sunday." "Sunday works." "Perfect. I'll make sure the boat's all fueled up and ready." Wednesday, I left work early. Drove to a public boat ramp on the Ashley River that had a view of Julian's private dock. Parked where I could see the dock with binoculars. Had them for work, for observing sea turtles and dolphins from a distance. At 5:40 p.m., I saw my boat approaching. Harper was driving. She pulled up to Julian's dock. A man came out of the house, tall, athletic build, mid-30s. Julian, presumably. He helped her tie up the boat. They hugged. Long hug. Then they walked into the house together, his arm around her waist. I sat there watching the house until 8:30 p.m. They didn't come out. The boat stayed docked. I drove home. Got there around 9:15. Harper's car wasn't there yet. She came home at 10:05. I was on the couch reading. "Hey, sorry I'm late. That client meeting ran long. They want to book a whole corporate retreat series." "That's great. Where did you meet them?" "Oh, at their office downtown. Then we walked over to Fleet Landing for drinks to discuss details." "Sounds productive." "Yeah, really good potential client." She went to shower. I sat there processing the fact that she'd just lied directly to my face about where she'd been. Thursday, I checked the boat's GPS history again. Wednesday's trip was logged. Same route. Same destination. Julian's dock. Arrival time, 5:52 p.m. Departure time, 9:48 p.m. She'd been there almost 4 hours. I had all the evidence I needed, but I wanted to understand the full scope before I confronted her. Friday, I went through her email on our shared iPad. She sometimes used it, Stayed logged in. Searched for Julian. Found dozens of emails going back 3 months. Opened recent ones. Last week, from Julian. Wednesday nights are my favorite part of the week. I can't believe we get to do this. I missed you so much when I was in Atlanta. Harper's response. Mine too. These past 2 months have been incredible. I know it's complicated with Nolan, but I'm figuring it out. Just need a little more time. 2 weeks ago, Julian. I know you said you need to wait until after Labor Day to tell him. I'm trying to be patient. But Harper, I want you here full time. Not just Wednesday nights. I want you to move in. I want us to be together properly. Harper's response. I know. I want that too. I just need to handle things with Nolan carefully. He bought me the boat. He's been so good to me. I can't just blindside him. Let me get through this busy wedding season, and then I'll tell him. I promise. 3 weeks ago, from Harper to Julian. I feel terrible using Nolan's boat to come see you. But it's the only way we get guaranteed time together without him getting suspicious. Wednesday nights are his late nights at the aquarium for evening programs. I wasn't scheduled for evening programs on Wednesdays. I just usually worked late on Wednesdays doing research and report writing. But she'd framed it like I had a standing commitment, so she'd have a predictable window. I kept reading, going back through months of emails. The timeline became clear. Late June, Julian had moved back to Charleston from Atlanta. Reached out to Harper saying he wanted to reconnect. Early July, they'd met for coffee. Just as friends. Mid-July, the coffee had turned into regular meetings. Feelings had resurfaced. Late July, they'd started seeing each other every Wednesday. She'd been using my boat to get to his private dock because it was discreet. No one would see her car parked at his house. August, they'd started planning her moving in with him. She was going to tell me after Labor Day, after her busy wedding season ended, after she'd maximized her use of the boat for peak season events. I took screenshots of everything. Every email, every message, every piece of evidence. Then I sat with it for the weekend. Didn't confront her. Just thought about what I wanted to do. Part of me wanted to immediately end it. Pack her things, tell her to leave, be done with it. But another part of me, the part that had loved her for over 2 years, that had bought her a $35,000 boat, that had been planning a future with her, wanted to understand why. Wanted to give her a chance to explain. Wanted to believe maybe there was some explanation I was missing. Monday evening, September 9th, Labor Day, I decided to confront her. We were sitting on the back porch after dinner. I'd made she crab soup and cornbread, one of our regular meals. It felt surreal doing something so normal while knowing what I knew. Harper, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest with me. She looked up from her phone. Okay, what's up? Are you seeing someone else? Her face went white. What? No. Why would you ask that? Because you've been taking my boat to Julian Ashford's private dock every Wednesday night for the past 2 months. All color drained from her face. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I checked the GPS history on the boat. Every Wednesday, same route, same destination. His dock. You're there for 3 to 4 hours each time, while telling me you have canceled events or client meetings. Nolan, I can explain. Are you sleeping with him? She started crying. I didn't mean for this to happen. That's not an answer. Are you sleeping with Julian? Yes, she whispered. I felt something break inside my chest. Knowing it intellectually and hearing her admit it were different things. How long? Since mid-July? About 7 weeks. And you've been using the boat I bought you to go see him every week. I'm so sorry. I know how it looks. How it looks? Harper, I bought you a $35,000 boat so you could grow your business. You've been using it to have an affair with your ex-boyfriend. It's not just an affair. I have real feelings for him. Great. Then you should be with him. Pack your things and go. Nolan, wait. Please. She was fully sobbing now. It's not that simple. I love you too. I'm confused. Julian came back and all these old feelings came up and I didn't know what to do. So you did both of us. Kept me for the stability and the boat and the life we'd built. Kept him for the romance or whatever he offers. That's not fair. What's not fair is you using my boat to cheat on me for 2 months. What's not fair is you planning to tell me after Labor Day, after you'd maximized your use of my boat for peak wedding season, that you were leaving. How do you know about? I read the emails. All of them. I just need to get through wedding season, then I'll tell him. That was your plan. Use me and my boat through your busiest earning period, then leave. I wasn't using you. I do love you. I'm just also in love with Julian, and I don't know what to do. I sat there looking at her. The woman I'd planned to marry. The woman I'd bought a boat for. The woman who'd been methodically planning her exit while lying to my face every Wednesday for 2 months. Here's what's going to happen, I said. I'm going to give you a choice. One chance to make this right. She looked up, hopeful. Anything. I'll do anything. You end things with Julian completely. Tonight. Right now. You call him. You tell him it's over. You block him on everything. You give me full access to your phone, email, everything. Complete transparency. And we start couples therapy this week. Okay. Yes. I'll do it. I'm not finished. You also pay me back for the boat. Not all at once, but we set up a payment plan. $1,200 a month until the $35,000 is paid back. Because I'm not letting you keep a boat I paid for while you were using it to cheat on me. $1,200 a month? That's almost half my income after taxes. Then you should have thought of that before you used my boat to have an affair. Those are the terms. Take them or pack your things tonight. She was quiet for a long moment. Then, okay, I'll do it. All of it. Call Julian right now. On speaker. She pulled out her phone with shaking hands. Called Julian. Put it on speaker. Hey, beautiful, Julian answered. I wasn't expecting to hear from you until Wednesday. Julian, I can't do this anymore. It's over. I'm staying with Nolan. Please don't contact me again. Silence on the other end. Then what? Harper, what are you talking about? I made a mistake. I shouldn't have started things with you again. I'm sorry, but I need to end this. Did he find out? Is he there? Harper, don't do this. I'm sorry. Goodbye, Julian. She hung up. Blocked his number right there in front of me. Blocked him on Instagram, Facebook, email. Showed me each one as she did it. There, she said. It's done. He's gone. I choose you. Over the next 3 weeks, we tried. Harper gave me her phone password, email password, access to everything. I could check whenever I wanted. She started seeing a therapist individually. We started couples therapy together, sessions every Thursday evening with a counselor in Mount Pleasant. She was attentive, apologetic, seemingly committed to making it work. Came home straight after work every day. No more Wednesday evening events. Showed me her calendar constantly. Let me check her phone whenever I wanted. I wanted to believe it was working. Wanted to believe people could change, that mistakes could be overcome, that 2 years of good relationship could survive 2 months of bad choices. But I also couldn't stop thinking about those Wednesday nights. About her taking my boat to his dock. About the emails planning her exit. About how easily she'd lied to my face. The therapy helped a little. The therapist said rebuilding trust takes time. That Harper's willingness to be completely transparent was a good sign. That couples could recover from infidelity if both people committed to the work. I tried to commit to the work, but I also kept checking things. Not because the therapist told me to. She actually said I should try to stop checking eventually, to choose trust, but because something in my gut wouldn't settle. 3 weeks in, September 30th, a Wednesday, I checked the boat's GPS history again. My stomach dropped. There was a trip log for that afternoon. Departure from our Marina at 2:15 p.m. Destination, Julian's private dock. Arrival, 3:05 p.m. Departure, 5:48 p.m. Harper had told me she had a morning event that day, then was doing admin work from home all afternoon. She'd been home when I got back from work at 6. She'd lied again. She'd taken the boat to Julian's dock. She'd been there for over 2 hours. Then she'd come home and acted like everything was fine. I checked her phone. She'd left it on the counter while she was in the shower. The phone I had full access to as part of our transparency. Her text messages with Julian were deleted. Her call log showed no calls to his number. But when I checked her recently deleted messages folder, there they were. Dozens of texts from the past 3 weeks. She'd been deleting them after each conversation. From this afternoon. Julian, I can't believe you came. I thought you were serious about ending things. Harper, I couldn't stay away. I miss you too much. But this has to be the last time. Nolan's really trying, and I need to at least give the therapy a real chance. Julian, you don't love him. You love me. Stop wasting time. Harper, I do love him. But I love you too. I just need more time to figure this out. 3 weeks of therapy. 3 weeks of her promising complete transparency. 3 weeks of me trying to rebuild trust. And she'd been seeing Julian the whole time. Using the boat I'd paid for. Deleting evidence. Lying in couples therapy about being committed to our relationship. I took screenshots of everything. Then I put her phone back exactly where she'd left it. When she came out of the shower, I was sitting on the couch. she said, smiling. What do you want to do for dinner? I want you to pack your things and leave. Her smile disappeared. What? Why? What happened? You went to Julian's today? Took the boat. Spent over 2 hours there. Then came home and pretended you'd been doing admin work. Her face went white. I can explain. You've been seeing him the whole time we've been in therapy. Deleting texts. Lying to me and lying to our therapist. While I've been trying to forgive you and rebuild trust. It was just today? I swear it was the only time. I was weak and I made a mistake, but I'm still committed to us. I saw the texts, Harper. The deleted ones. You've been in contact with him this whole time. Planning to see him. Going to see him. And deleting the evidence. She started crying. Nolan, please. You had 3 weeks. 3 weeks where I gave you every chance to make this right. Where I went to therapy. Where I tried to forgive you. Where I chose to trust you even though every instinct told me not to. And you spent those 3 weeks lying to me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll really end it this time, I promise. You already promised that. 3 weeks ago. It was a lie then, and it would be a lie now. Please don't give up on us. I'm not giving up on us. You gave up on us when you took my boat to fuck your ex-boyfriend while I was at work. You gave up on us when you lied in couples therapy. I'm just accepting what you already decided. What about the boat payments? I can't afford $1,200 a month. You should have thought of that before you used the boat to cheat on me again. I want you out of my house tonight. Where am I supposed to go? Julian's house. The one with the private dock you visited 14 times in the past 10 weeks. She packed her things. Took about 3 hours. I helped carry boxes to her car, not out of kindness, but to make sure she actually left. Around midnight, she was loading the last box. She stood by her car. I really did love you, she said. I still do. No, you don't. You love the idea of me. The stability, the support, the boat I bought you. But you don't love me enough to be honest. You don't love me enough to actually choose me over Julian when it matters. That's not true. You had 3 weeks to prove it was true. You failed. Go to Julian's. That's where you want to be anyway. She got in her car and left. I went inside and sat in the quiet house. Then I made the calls I should have made 3 weeks ago. First call was to my insurance company. I need to remove Harper Morrison as an authorized operator on my boat policy. Effective when? Immediately. Tonight. Done. She's removed. Next I called the Marina. This is Nolan Chun, Slip B, 47. I need to change my access code and remove Harper Morrison from the authorized users list. No problem. New code will be active within an hour. Then I called my attorney, the one who'd helped with some contract reviews for aquarium partnerships. Russell, it's Nolan. I need to know if I can legally repossess a boat that's in my name, but someone else has been using. If it's titled in your name, it's your boat. You can take possession whenever you want. Is this about Harper? Yes. Long story, but we're done. The boat's mine. She's been using it, but it's titled to me, insured by me, stored in my slip. Then you have every legal right to it. Do you want to sell it? Eventually. Not yet. I just want to make sure she can't use it. She can't. It's your property. If she takes it without permission now that you've revoked her access, that's theft. Over the next few days, the contact attempts came. Thursday, Harper called from a different number. I'd blocked her original. I didn't answer. Friday, Julian called. Nolan? This is Julian Ashford. Harper is staying with me. She's devastated. Can you please reconsider? She really does love you. If she loved me, she wouldn't have spent the past 10 weeks fucking you while using my boat to get to your house. That's harsh. It's accurate. She made her choice. She chose you. Multiple times. Including during the 3 weeks we were supposedly working on our relationship in therapy. She's confused. She's not confused. She wants both of us. She can't have both of us. She has you now. Congratulations. Good luck with someone who lies that easily. You're really going to throw away 2 years. I threw away 3 weeks trying to save something that she was actively destroying. I'm done throwing away time. She's your problem now. I blocked his number. Saturday, Harper's best friend Simone called. Nolan, Harper told me what happened. She knows she messed up, but she's willing to do anything to fix this. Can you please give her another chance? I gave her another chance. 3 weeks ago. She used it to keep cheating on me while pretending to be in therapy. She was confused and scared. She was deliberate and dishonest. There's a difference. Sunday, long email from Harper. Subject, please read this. Detailed explanation about being torn between 2 people, about Julian representing her past, and me representing her future, about being scared of commitment, about therapy making her realize she wanted me, about the visit to Julian's being a final goodbye, about being willing to do anything to earn back my trust. I didn't reply, just forwarded it to Russell with a note. Documentation in case she tries to claim any ownership of the boat. Set up filter to archive her emails. By mid-October, I was resetting. The house felt like mine again. I'd rearranged some furniture, painted the bedroom a different color, made it clear this was my space. Started going to a different coffee shop, a different grocery store, avoiding places where I might run into her. Began taking a low-country cooking class on Sunday afternoons. Learned proper shrimp and grits, she crab soup, frogmore stew. The regional techniques and traditions were grounding. Work stayed busy. Fall meant new education programs at the aquarium, new research projects, planning for winter operations. I started using the boat again myself. Took it out on weekends, used it for sea turtle surveys, invited colleagues from the aquarium for ecology trips. Reclaimed it as mine. Late October, I ran into Simone at a Halloween event the aquarium hosted. Nolan. Hi. How are you? I'm good, Simone. You. I'm okay. I wanted you to know, Harper and Julian broke up. About 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you really? I'm sorry anyone goes through a breakup. It's not pleasant. He found out she'd been lying to him too. About still being in love with you. About only being with him because she couldn't have you. He ended it. That sounds difficult for her. She's a mess. Living with her parents. Lost her job at the yacht club. They found out about the boat situation and said it was a conflict of interest. She's basically starting over. That's unfortunate. Is there any chance you'd talk to her? Help her get some closure? No. She had closure. Multiple times. She chose not to accept it. She really has changed. She had 3 weeks to show me she'd changed. She spent those 3 weeks lying to me and our therapist. That's all I need to know about her capacity for change. Early November, I was at the boat doing maintenance when I saw Harper. She was walking down the dock toward my slip. I saw her before she saw me. Considered leaving, but this was my boat, my slip. I wasn't going anywhere. She stopped a few feet away. Nolan. Hi. Harper. Can we talk? About what? About us. About what happened. About maybe trying again. No. Please. Just hear me out. I'm single now. Julian and I are done. I've been in therapy working on my issues. I understand now why I sabotaged us. I'm different now. How long ago did Julian end things with you? 2 weeks ago. So you're here 2 weeks after your backup plan fell apart. Asking me to be your backup plan for your backup plan. She flinched. That's not what this is. That's exactly what this is. Julian ended things. You lost your job. You need stability. I represent stability. But when Julian was an option, you chose him. Multiple times. Including during the 3 weeks I gave you to choose me. I was confused. You were dishonest. And you're being dishonest right now by pretending this is about missing me when it's really about needing someone to fix your situation. I do miss you. You miss what I provided. The boat, the stable relationship, the future we were building. You don't miss me enough to have chosen me when it actually mattered. People make mistakes. People make mistakes once. You made the same mistake 14 times. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. She started crying. So that's it. 2 years together, and you just throw it all away. I didn't throw it away. You did. Starting in July when you reconnected with Julian. Continuing in August when you used my boat every Wednesday to see him. Finalizing it in September when you lied through 3 weeks of therapy. I'm just accepting what you already decided. What about the boat payments? You said I had to pay you back. I've decided you don't owe me anything. The boat was supposed to be an investment in our future. We don't have a future. Consider it an expensive lesson about who you are when you think no one's checking the GPS. That's cruel. What's cruel is using someone's gift to betray them. What's cruel is lying in therapy. What's cruel is coming here 2 weeks after your affair partner dumped you and pretending you want me back because you miss me, not because you need me. I do need you. I know you do. That's the problem. You need me. You wanted Julian. When you had both options, you chose him every time. Now that you only have one option, you're choosing me by default. That's not love. That's convenience. She didn't argue. Just stood there crying. You should go, I said. She walked away down the dock. I finished the boat maintenance, changed the oil, cleaned the fuel lines, checked all the systems. The work was methodical and satisfying. That evening I made frogmore stew, shrimp, sausage, corn, potatoes, all the traditional low-country ingredients, proper Old Bay seasoning and timing. Ate it on my back porch watching the sun set. The $35,000 was gone. I'd made peace with that. It had bought me clarity about who Harper was when stakes were high and consequences seemed distant. The boat was still mine. I'd reclaimed it, used it for work and research and personal enjoyment. It had become what it was supposed to be, a tool for my life, not an instrument of someone else's deception. I didn't feel triumphant about Harper's situation. I felt clear about the decisions I'd made. Working in marine biology had taught me that the most dangerous assumption is that animals will behave according to what you want rather than according to their nature. A shark is a shark, a jellyfish is a jellyfish. You can love them, study them, work with them, but you can't expect them to be something they're not. I'd wanted Harper to be someone who valued honesty and commitment. I'd given her every opportunity to be that person. She'd shown me repeatedly that she wasn't. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt whole. When you give someone a second chance after discovering their affair and they use that second chance to continue the affair while lying in couples therapy, do you give them a third chance, or do you accept that you've seen all you need to see? Share your perspective in the comments.